Hello, and welcome to our screencast on the Constructivist methodology. We're Mona Shea O'Neill and Jennifer Teck, and we're excited to guide you through an exploration of Constructivism. In this screencast, we'll define Constructivism, explore its ontology, epistemology, key theorists, methodologies, and discuss the researcher mindset. We'll also share a visual model and conclude with the impacts of Constructivism. Let's get started. Crotty defines constructivism as a learning paradigm where individuals actively construct meaning through experiences, reflection, and social interaction. Knowledge is subjective and shaped by context, background, and interactions. Let's discuss the ontology of constructivism, how we understand reality and knowledge. In constructivism, many realities exist because every individual interprets the world through the lens of their own experiences. What you see as real may differ from someone else's reality because our experiences shape our understandings. As humans, we interpret and make sense of what we encounter through our unique perspectives. Constructivism rejects the idea of an absolute truth. What's real to one person is shaped by their culture, experiences, and social environment. Constructivism also acknowledges the role of community consensus in shaping reality. Our understanding of the world is often validated or challenged by the communities we are a part of. To understand constructivism, we need to explore its epistemology, how knowledge is created and what it means to truly know something. In constructivism, knowledge is created when participants engage actively with their environment, experiences, and one another. Constructivist epistemology teaches us that knowledge is created through lived experiences. All of our experiences contribute to how we make sense of the world. Historical and cultural contexts influence what we know, how we interpret information, and even how we value certain knowledge. For example, someone who attends a public school in an urban city may have a very different understanding of education compared to someone who is homeschooled by their mother or father. Over the years, there have been numerous researchers who shaped constructivism. Vygotsky created his theory of social constructivism, which views learning as a social process built upon interaction and collaboration and the zone of proximal development. Berger and Luckman argued that reality is socially constructed through human interactions and shared meanings. They maintain that what society accepts as real is the product of collective agreement. Lincoln and Guba believed that knowledge is co-constructed by researchers and participants, emphasizing multiple realities and subjectivity. Crotty distinguished constructivism from related perspectives, emphasizing that knowledge is actively constructed through experience. Mertens emphasizes that knowledge is socially constructed through the perspectives of marginalized communities. She highlights the role of context, power dynamics, and social justice. And Piaget's cognitive development theory explains how individuals construct knowledge through environmental interaction, emphasizing learning as an active, stage-based process. Let's discuss some common constructivist methodologies. In constructivism, interviews are used to gather diverse viewpoints, helping the researcher understand how meaning is constructed. Researchers' biases and experiences influence data interpretation and require reflection on their impact. Constructivist research says there is no one single truth. Reality is subjective and depends on the individual's interpretation. Open-ended questions are used to gather thick, descriptive data. Dialectical refers to the process of constructing knowledge through dialogue and the discussion of perspectives. Constructivist researchers strive to create a cooperative environment in which participants feel empowered to share their feedback and perspectives. Meaning is constructed through social interaction. And constructivism maintains that people interpret the world through their lived experiences, culture, and historical context. For example, someone who was raised in the Deep South in the 1920s will likely view the world differently than someone raised there in the 21st century. Crotty's quote highlights that researchers' biases, whether unconscious or conscious, can influence how data is gathered, interpreted, and analyzed. For example, a researcher who devalues parental involvement due to their upbringing may interpret its role in student achievement inaccurately. In constructivism, ontology, epistemology, methodology, and methods form a coherent research framework, aligning philosophical assumptions with research design. We illustrated this using a layered pyramid. Ontology forms the foundation of constructivist research, reflecting the researcher's view of reality, including what they consider as truth in their research. In this framework, reality is shaped by individual experiences and social context. Epistemology is the next layer of the pyramid. It involves the nature of knowledge, how we know what we know. The researcher's understanding of reality, or the ontology, directly influences how they believe knowledge is gained or constructed, the epistemology. Again, in constructivism, knowledge is constructed through social interactions, personal experiences, and co-created between the participants and the researcher. Methodology is the strategy used to investigate the research problem, guided by the researcher's view of how knowledge is constructed. Constructivist methodologies such as case studies, ethnography, grounded theory, and phenomenology enable in-depth exploration of perspectives. Methods, the top layer of the pyramid, are the tools for data collection and analysis, guided by the chosen methodology. Constructivist research typically uses qualitative methods like document analysis, focus groups, interviews, and observations to gather rich, subjective data. Constructivism shapes qualitative research by prioritizing the exploration of multiple perspectives to uncover various truths. Open-ended questions are central to constructivism, allowing participants to share perspectives freely. Researchers analyze data through social and cultural lenses, ensuring findings reflect the social reality of participants. Qualitative methods like interviews, focus groups, and observations capture detailed narrative data. As educators, constructivism influences us in the following ways. We need to focus on active, personalized learning, where students construct knowledge through exploration and reflection. We can encourage group work and peer interactions to co-construct knowledge. It's important for us to recognize the students' unique backgrounds, enrich learning and understanding. And providing meaningful constructive feedback that guides reflection and growth is critical for meaningful learning for students. As scholar practitioners, constructivism helps us connect theory to practice, using their interconnectedness to drive meaningful change. Active learning helps us reflect on how information relates to our experiences and apply it to improve education for students. Approaching research with an open mind helps us seek out and value diverse perspectives from research participants. Collaboration with colleagues and mentors can provide diverse perspectives and help us co-construct knowledge, just like creating this screencast enhanced our understanding of constructivism. Finally, there are several ways we can refine our understanding of constructivism, including reading the literature. As doctoral students, reading helps us evolve our knowledge and identify gaps that shape future research. Relating theory to practice can help us refine our understanding of constructivism, and engaging with others expands our understanding of constructivism by exposing us to diverse perspectives and encouraging us to question and refine our own thinking.